Hey everyone, so welcome back to another video, and before I begin this video I actually wanted to take a minute and appreciate Lawrence from Doctor Who Unity, Hong Kong, on Instagram for selling me this beautiful piece. It wouldn't have been possible to own this piece without him, especially with his cooperation, constant text messaging, and reassurance. And I've had a really good experience with him, and I can't recommend him enough. If you guys see him around the community selling other pieces from his collection or helping you find something else. So I appreciate you, Lawrence, for everything that you do. Thank you for this magnificent piece, which I have right here actually. So I just want to do a little thank you before that. And now we'll do some sort of a time skip about maybe 2 minutes from now, and you'll see a review. So thanks again. Welcome back to the channel. This is curated by Vito, and I have another prop replica review. Today we are reviewing the Celestial Toy Store's 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. And I'm actually beyond excited to review this piece here because I've wanted it for an extremely long time. And I'm very happy that it's actually now in my collection. As you saw from the little intro, it wouldn't have been possible without Lawrence from Doctor Who Unity Hong Kong. He's been absolutely terrific in selling me this piece, and I'm very excited to review it with you guys today. So, without further see, it's always the English impediment. Without further ado, we will be reviewing it now. So this is the packaging. All right, it comes in its classic Celestial Toy Store suitcase, which is made from aluminum, I believe. And the only problem that I have with this is that the latch doesn't really latch on as much anymore. It's very doesn't click into place, but that's it doesn't bother me too much. You know, it has been a little bit of time, but the suitcase is something that I adore from CT. It's basically its own carrying package, which makes it extremely useful if you're trying to bring it to other places, taking it on the plane, going to cons. It already comes in a reinforced little suitcase. You have the seal of Rassilon right at the top, which looks amazing. You've got the aluminum construction, fairly nice weight to it as well once the Sonic is inside. No complaints besides the latch, which I think is just, you know, due to time. But opening the latch here reveals the Sonic Screwdriver. And this is the Sonic Screwdriver by CT. I got the video. I sneezed. Terrible sneeze. This is the Sonic. It looks gorgeous. I've been wanting a CT for as long as I remember. I was a kid, seeing everybody get their CT Sonics when it first released. And mind you, this product has been around for an extremely long time. According to CT's website, which I actually have pulled up conveniently on my left, the product was added to the website catalog on Tuesday, April 9th, 2013. Now, that's a long time, basically a decade. And I've knowing that I actually have one of these in my hand has been extremely amazing. This is the edition number 382 out of the initial run, which I'll pull out right here. It is a metal plate, and it is number 382 out of 1,111. But as an update, currently, as of January 22nd, 2025, this run has been limited to down to maybe 500 pieces, I believe. He may do one or two more, but it's unsure. It's unclear, but he is doing a few more, just not doing it no longer to the 1,111 that were initially planned, which was a lot, you know? It was a lot, but I love this little title here, the Celestial Toy Store 11 Dr. Sonic Screwdriver, limited edition, 382 etc. Now, knowing that there's going to be less of them makes me feel better. 1,111 is a lot, but listen, we got one. We got one. Revealing the inside compartment from the little plate here is the extra stuff that CT usually handles in their packaging, like an extra emitter, specifically the red lens. He did make a red lens for this sonic screwdriver, which is pretty sick, which was a little nod to that episode that was briefly used with the red setting, which I believe, I can't remember the title. Wow, I forgot the title. It was at the tip of my tongue. And this is the red lens. Initially, these sonic screwdrivers only come with a white lens. Mine has been modified, which I'll get to in a moment. But this red lens was supposed to be used with the white LED, which would, kind of glow red. It doesn't do that anymore, not as nicely. Because this is edition number 382, there have been concerns regarding quality. CT does not make these maybe up on par on how he did at the beginning, and I'll get to that as well later in the video, but so far this has been pretty excellent. But with the emitter, it was pretty much a little extra fluff around here, a little extra residue per se, which I did sand down, as you can see. Creates more of a flat surface there, because it was not flat initially, and now it sits nicely when put on the emitter, which is cool. So I'm going to leave that there for now, and I'm going to put the plate back. I'm going to move on with the rest of the sonic screwdriver. This is the sonic screwdriver in its packaging. I did shine it up, give it a little polish prior to the video, and that's why it looks so amazing. If you are in the Discord, then you will have known that I posted pictures of this. And now we're going to close this, move that to the back for now. This is the sonic screwdriver. Oh, and I hope you like the setting. Changed it up a little bit, wasn't sure what I liked. We're going to figure out what you guys like, and then I'll keep doing reviews there. This is the CT11th in all its glory, all shined up. This is based on the Series 5 version of the prop. One big indicator of that is the red end cap, the red button hidden within the end cap. It is not a solid piece like it was in Series 7. This does have the red cap. Opening it does reveal the red button. And it's got quite a chunky bit of swirl in there. In fact, the red looks like the swirl instead of the other way around. Got the winter allergies now. Jesus. But yeah, now, CT ships these units with a cream handle. These have been casted off the original parts, which are pretty cool, but they don't come in freshly white. They already come in sort of weathered, seasoned, as I would like to say. They're yellow. On the initial version of the prop, they are obviously white. As they get handled through the series, sweat, grease, specks of dust, it starts yellowing. Sort of like your little clear cases you put on those iPhone cases, even though they say that they won't. Sort of like that. I think it gives it a nice look. I think it gives it an aged look, and I quite like it. I didn't at first, but now I do. I do have an extra spare, which I have not put on it, because I like it. So it's pretty sick. The weight on this thing feels amazing. I love when props have proper weight. No complaints in the weight. It does feel like a genuine tool, like a prop. So I'm very happy with that. Does not feel like a toy. Now, it's just so beautiful. It's just the way this prop looks. I really am a fan of this design. One thing I like it over the rubber toe. I know it's a CT review. I'm trying not to include too much of other props, but in comparison for accuracy, the one thing I never liked about the rubber toe is the longer collar section of this bit here. It was always a little bit longer than I thought. I'm going to post pictures of the 4 original props that were used on set somewhere around right here. And if you are seeing it, you'll notice that the little collar section is short, like on the CT. And also, when I see the episodes on the show, I always see them with the shorter collar section. So I feel like this gains the accuracy there. The materials used here are high quality. We have copper, aluminum, brass, leather. I do know the leather that was used on here is not the accurate leather that was used on the original prop. Still fine, in my opinion, because it looks really good. It feels really nice, and we still have the iconic stitching right there. So, but it does have a nice feeling to it. The micro switch, of course, is accurate to the original prop. You've got the grub screw in the white handle, the cream handle, and the red button at the bottom, all accurate to Series 5. And now, because there were so many original props on set, most of which Matt would break occasionally, they all were hand cut, I believe, or handmade. A very tedious process. One of which Nick probably regrets when he was doing the original QMX run. And oh my god, I would love to own a QMX, but I will never own a QMX because I'm not rich. But to those who do have it, congratulations, you own a beautiful piece of history. I'm really jealous. But because of that, they all came in varying sizes, including the lens, the shape of the pieces here, the knurling, the claw section. Everything was a tad bit different. None of them were the same. So people who base their props off the Series 5 edition have quite a display of different things to choose from. CT has gone for this sort of head design, which, to be fair, is still, I think, accurate to the original props, at least part of them, or some of them, because they're multiple. The knurling section here, I think, looks great in terms of feel, because the original prop was intended to not be flicked, but rather opened by sliding your finger across the knurling section, like so. And then that's how we would check his readings and all that jazz. Matt had a different idea. He decided that, you know what, maybe I don't like sliding it out. That's a tad bit boring. Why not give it a flick? And that's when the flicking came. And I'm very glad it did, because flicking is amazing. It's one of the iconic things about this prop is the flicking. But the knurling section was well done in terms of the height and having it push up, something that's easier to do on this one than like the rubber toe. The one thing that has changed over the course of the run from the initial time that this was made down to the present time is the knurling. I know it just complimented it, but the knurling pattern design is a bit different compared to the initial one. I'm trying to get close here. You'll see that there's little diamond shapes on top when it should be a little bit hollowed out. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm going to post a picture somewhere around the right-hand side, which will show you the difference of what I'm talking about. In feeling, it doesn't matter to me, but visually it is apparent. And I don't know how that happened. I don't know if it's a factory thing. I'm not aware. In terms of gaps, there's virtually none, which is quite nice, as the first edition rubber toe was famous for its gaps. Version 2, Nick did fix and address that problem. The CT never had that problem to begin with. There is a little bit of flex between the cage section, which is totally normal, as the prop needs to flick out with force. But the gap that it does have is very minimal, and it gives it that little sound. So, which is great. Oh, these allergies. Oh, and for the collar, if you do need a little comparison here of what I'm talking about, this is the rubber toe, which I have not polished, and I think it looks fantastic. Lovely prop. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with both. But you'll see the collar section of what I'm talking about right there. I don't think it's accurate. At least not the Series 5, considering this was a version 2 based on the Series 5 of the prop. So I think CT wins in that department. But everything else looks pretty solid. Still has the red end cap and all that. But that would be a different review for the rubber toe. We're focused on the CT. Extending the Sonic reveals the inner cores. What I mentioned earlier was that this was a modified CT, and it's modified in the sense that this was sent over to the master collector prior to having it shipped to me. The original owner, which was Lawrence, he had purchased this from CT, and then this was sent off to the master collector for revision. As I said, there are quality concerns with the current CT products, so unfortunately, some might need a little tune-up. The master collector, fantastic fella over on Instagram, does fantastic work on these units. He does basically fix them up, give some an upgrade per se, including the inner cores. What do you mean by that? Well, I do have the original cores here. This was the original core that came in the CT. Nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's resin, it's still, I guess, accurate, but does not have the lovely swirl that the prop is known to have. And yeah, CT didn't really care about the swirl. Now, this goes the same for the top inner core. So yeah, the master collector did a fantastic job doing these cores over again. We have a lovely inside core, which I'm trying to hit with the sun right now. And it looks fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. Look at the shading, the little glitter, the black swirl. Fantastic. Including this section here as well. So no complaints. No complaints on the inside of the cores. They look fantastic. So now checking his readings looks a lot more interesting because it looks more pretty. The LED, the master collector has also upgraded the LED. The CT unit comes in white, like I said before. Now it's upgraded to a green lens, a green LED, which is accurate to Series 5. Like so. It is a very bright green LED, which I'm a fan of, and it's still accurate in the sense that it only lights up the very top of the emitter section. That's what a lot of people get wrong, at least in the past, like with the toys, where the entire emitter would blow up in color. But only the top should be lighting up, with the rest following with just, you know, a shadow and whatnot. I love the sound on the CT. It's a continuous sound. And it is quite loud as well, and compared to the rubber toe. The rubber toe does have the character option sound chip, which isn't the best. It has those, you know, that little button delay, because it's trying to discern whether you're doing a single press or a double press. CT, one sound file, you can click it multiple times, have it go. Which is quite fun to do, just like he does in the show. No complaints there. The Sonic does ignite even in all positions. Which is great. And I have no complaints with it. I think this is a very moderate volume for it as well. Not crazy loud, but louder than the rubber toe, and not crazy silent. A lot of people prefer their props without sound. That's fine, it is more accurate towards the show, but I'm showing this to people. It's sitting on my shelf in a nice little collection. People come and visit. I like having the sound. It's nice. I'm very happy with this purchase. For those who are looking to get one, CT still has some of these remaining on his website. Just be, you know, as a warning, Chinese New Year is coming up, and stuff is delayed. So keep that in mind. There have been concerns over a little bit of quality products, quality production issues. But if anything does happen to that, then you can hit up the Master Collector over on Instagram, which I will put in the description below. You can also reach out to him via Discord, because he is in the Sonic Screwdriver, the gallery Discord. And yeah, I have a fantastic time using this prop. I'm in love with everything here, including the yellow cream the handle here. It has the original marks that the original prop did have, that you can see here. So, which is very nice. Very happy with it. The bottom end cap does not work. It is no longer functional, which is still accurate to the prop. So you can hold it like this. This was initially how it was supposed to be held. And yeah, the magnet is stronger on this one than on the rubber toe. And the tolerance on this for the flicking is quite different from the rubber toe. The rubber toe does open up faster, or looser, I guess. This rubber toe is quite nice in the sense that you can give it a good shake and it's not opening. In fact, giving what I think is a medium flick does not really extend the prop either. So I'm going to move this aside, give it a good, this is a medium flick, you know, or this would have extended the rubber toe, and you get a half flick. Now doing a full force flick feels amazing. I love the tolerance on it, and it feels more satisfying because it sort of like gives it a punch, and I like it. It doesn't feel like it's going to break on me. It's a very sturdy prop. It's very well built. I'm very happy with it. No complaints. The emitter section is a thing that I'm also in love with. I love the shading on it. There isn't a crazy amount of swirl, but the shading for that green looks really well done. And no complaints there. The inside of the claws are solid, so it is a one piece over the Wand Company Sonic. That one is hollowed out, and the toy and stuff like that. The springs on the claws are quite tough too. They are stiff, which I like. They feel amazing. No complaints there. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's a very beautiful prop. I will be making a review video on the Rubber Toe V2, which is what I own as well. I do not have a V1 that I can compare it to. So unfortunately that will have to wait until it is in my possession, hopefully. Or if someone wants to lend me one for a review, that would be pretty sick. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, the Master Collector. And thank you for that community that has supported me for getting these props, showing me around, meeting fantastic people. The sound you heard was my dog. He's currently literally sitting right next to me, like right here. He's taking a little nap. So if you heard his little whining, he was just moving and adjusting his pose. I'm very happy with this purchase. If you're looking to get a CT, I still think this is a beautiful prop. I still think you should get one if it permits. There are a lot of great props going on sale right now. Rubber Toe is planning a V3 edition of the Sonic Screwdriver based on Series 5, one of the original one of the original props as well, with the classic knurling section there. I'm very excited for that one. It does have a Plector Labs sound chip, and what am I doing? It's not a review on that, but yeah, super exciting stuff. If you'd like to talk Sonic screwdrivers and anything in between with the Doctor Who community, me and a few folks over on Instagram created a beautiful community over on Discord called the Sonic Screwdrivers The Gallery, where we all come together as a community, share our pieces that we own in the collection, have a great time, talk about anything, share props, share tips, share files. People love tinkering around, making their own stuff, stands, emitters, lenses, white handles, props. So I encourage you guys that if you're interested in that, I will leave the invite link in the description below. Feel free to say hello and get to know a lot of cool people. We have a lot of people here, and we're excited to see new people as well. And yeah, one last thing, of course, I think I forgot. The lenses do screw off. This was the thing that introduced Nick to doing the same over on his props on the Rubber Toe. These just come off, and they're still accurate because they still have the grub screw. The grub screw is what held them in place originally on the original prop, and that is still present here. But now, you no longer need to take the screw out, they're just threaded. So you can interchange your lenses easily, which is pretty sick. So I am working on making my own emitters, which I will post eventually. But in the meantime, this one will do just fine. Very happy with it, no complaints. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.